What else do I like? I think that's about it. But
Sorry,
yeah,
I wasn't sure if there was like a moose dying in the background then, because the screen kind of froze, so I wasn't sure if it was you making the noise or what.
That's my thinking sound.
Okay.
So yeah,
I bet you're popular in libraries.
Every moment you admire with the sparkle in your eye, a flash of light and they all stop moving. Every memory successfully captured by impulsion. A split second and you'll never be forgotten. Whether you live or whether you die, it's your life that's emotion.
Hello and welcome to Producer Spotlight episode 3. Today I am joined by EDM, indie rapper, musician, songwriter, producer and recording engineer extraordinaire, none like Joshua.
Hey.
Yep. Lived up to the billing. Now, for those of you who are new to my producer spotlights, just going to reiterate that the questions I ask will be partially focused on the music, but also quite a lot focus on the person behind the music. Because, I mean, there are a million interviews out there that all ask the same questions, so I like to do it a bit different.
That's right. Be unique.
Yes. Oh, also, before we get going, I wanted to say, firstly, Dan says hi, and secondly, you're meant to look puzzled at this point, don't worry.
Oh yeah.
And secondly, on behalf of all your fans, regarding your status on Sunday about the promotion channels, and I was just going to say, if they don't promote you, like, don't take it personally, because like a lot of the great stuff gets rejected first time round, so it's almost like it's a sign of greatness if you get rejected the first few times anyway, so yeah.
I understand. I was very stressed out about it, and I mean, since I started doing music, I've been contacting promo channels and blogs, and of course I've made a couple leaps and strides. I've been featured on more gamer channels than actual music promo channels, and I totally understand that what I'm doing is very alternative to most mainstream electronic music or just purely instrumental. So obviously I'm trying to make something new. It's gonna kind of be like, what the hell is this? Because I mean, a blog once said that, you know, my music is considered, you either hate it or you love it, because it's so different, yet it's so just uproaring. So it's one of the two, and it's like, you know, these guys are probably used to something that's not like this. So I'm just trying to wean my way into there, and of course it gets frustrating at times. It gets very tiring, and it makes me feel like I'm not being recognized. But I kind of just thought about it, and I was like, you know what? It does not matter if they like my music or not, because I'm going to keep doing it anyway. Yes, it would help. Yes, it would be nice, but I'm not a singer, and I don't have a British accent, and I don't rap about being on the streets and what it's like to be on the streets, because right now it's very hot outside.
But I mean, that's what I think's so great about you. That's your unique selling point, I would say.
Yeah, that's why it's either hate it or you love it. Because it's a unique selling point, but then again, it's like, if it's something that you have it's something you've either been wanting for a long time and you finally found it, or you're just so not used to it that you just like, no, thank you. This is very risky, and I like to be on the streets of the Hackneyville, yo.
See, that's the problem with doing rap and EDM, because everyone thinks they're an expert, and so bringing both genres together, you have to satisfy so many more people than if you were just working on one specifically.
I agree. I can't satisfy everyone, and I'm not even trying to. So,
first question: how old were you when you started rapping?
When I was 9 years old, being black was really cool. When I was growing up, it was the cool thing to be. And so I was into rap music around that age. But mainstream stuff, you know, wearing chains and bling bling. Back when bling bling was a cool word. So then from there, I kind of started getting into nu metal when I was in middle school. And so nu metal has that, you know, rap elements to it, and you know, I was just into that. And then by the time I got to my end of high school, I started trying to write rap music, and I would kind of like rap with acoustic guitar and stuff like that. So it was kind of songwriting rap stuff. And of course, during that entire thing, I was playing drums a lot. I was getting my rhythm down. I was learning how to play the piano. I was learning instruments. Rapping was not something I was like, yeah, I want to be a rapper. I actually wanted to be a drummer for the longest time. I was trying out on all the colleges to be a drummer. I wanted to be in performing arts. I wanted to be a drummer. I was really, really into it. I was listening to Buddy Rich, listening to Dennis Chambers, all the best drummers in the world. And of course, after I got rejected by every single music school for drums, I got into Loyola of New Orleans, eventually applied into the music business program instead. And it was when I got a MacBook, and I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm going to try to make some beats on GarageBand. It's going to be really cool. And I made a few beats. My roommate thought they were tight. And then I tried rapping over them. And I sounded like, I was 13. And when I was actually 18, trying to rap on some beats. So from there, it was my sister was the one who told me, you sound like a puss. You sound like a faggot when you rap. You need to sound like a man.
That is the role of a sibling.
Thus is the role of a sibling. So I was like, okay, so I need to stop rapping like this because I'm not black and smooth. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop rapping like this. And so I started getting really hard into it and projecting more. And then from there, I was like, wow, I found my sound. And I was about 19. And so from there, I started making more beats. I quit writing acoustic music because I thought that was really cool. I was like, I can rap and do acoustic music. Oh. And it was not cool at all. So I quit that and just started making beats, rap, really heavy into the electronic scene, just kind of down-tempo electronic stuff. And then it was only until I was 20 maybe, and some guy was like, hey, have you ever heard of Flux Pavilion? And I was like, no, good sir, do tell. And I fell in love with it.
I think that's how everyone found out about Flux Pavilion. I think he just sent out lots of people, and they all went around the world to different countries, and just stopped people in the street. Excuse me, good sir. Have you got? Can you spare a minute for Flux Pavilion?
Hey. I totally agree. I was rapping over like trip hop and electronica beats, and some guy who just happened to also be in the Flux Pavilion was on my YouTube, and he was like, hey man, you ever heard of Flux Pavilion? And I was like, no. So I checked it out, and I was like, this shit is dope. I had never heard. I was like, what is this? This is the devil's music, but it's so cool. So eventually I got into Flux, I got into Mount Eden, I got into, this was before even Skrillex was born. I was getting into Dr. P, a lot of the circus records, dubstep artists, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna try rap over this. And I had no idea what I was doing. And then eventually, as I was getting into the dubstep scene, when I made that Flux Pavilion remix, he posted on his wall when he only had 50,000 likes on Facebook. This was like, at kind of like right before he started taking off. He was like, hey, check out this little lad. He's rapping on my tracks. Really cool. And I was like, oh my God. So that never happened again and probably never will. But
wonderful British accent, though.
Thank you. I try really hard. So I would say 19 was when I started, and ever since then I've just been trying to find beats and make beats and rap over it and produce and just keep learning and upgrading and just trying to be better than I was before.
Great. So what would you say, like, can you remember the first rap song that you heard?
First rap song I heard, I think it was Ludacris's Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
You know that song?
No, I know Ludacris, but...
I'm going to download that tonight and listen to that. No, you don't have to. It's okay.
It's alright. It'll go really well with my tricked out ride. So.
In your Escalade.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of British people drive Escalades. So.
It's all the rage over here.
Yeah, really good on fuel economy. Those things are.
They're brilliant for really narrow country roads as well.
You want to be a gangster in the country road? Yeah.
Something I picked up on actually was that a lot of people compare you in your style to Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, and so I was wondering,
Yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, what's happening? So, yeah, did he play any part in kind of inspiring you in your style or anything like that?
When I was in middle school, yes. Linkin Park was my favorite band of all time. Reanimation, one of my favorite albums of all time. I loved their like fusion of hip hop and electronica and metal and rock and just everything. I loved the fusion of that. That's exactly what I try to go for, except less metal, just kind of, different genres like they did. I really missed that. They kind of lost their edge.
Yeah, I listened to their new album the other day. It wasn't what I was hoping for.
Oh, I hope you didn't buy it.
No.
Okay, good.
I previewed them all on YouTube and decided it was not for me.
Support that. Yeah, do not support that. So, anyway, so yeah, I really enjoyed that album very, very much. And when I was in band, I was playing drums for bands. I was like, it was kind of conflicting because I was like, we should make music like Linkin Park, man. It'd be so badass. But the guitarist I was with was really into like old school heavy metal, like Slayer and Pantera and Metallica.
Right, yeah.
Linkin Park sucks, man. Metallica rules. And Metallica does rule, but I was just really into Linkin Park. And I would say that was kind of like really, that was like a holy shit moment in music for me. That was like, oh my god, all music should sound like this. So that was kind of definitely the pioneer for what I wanted to do. But I would say that I never really thought I sounded like Mike Shinoda till I think the head of Monster Cat told me that. He was like listening to one of my tracks, he's like, dude, you really do sound like Mike Shinoda. And I was like, did Affixa say that? And he's like, yeah, but it's true. I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. So, yeah, but Mike Shinoda is definitely the one I get the most that I sound like. So, yeah, I'm not ashamed of it. I like his old stuff. I was into it. Fit really well. And I think that I'm just trying to bring that new metal emotion and flavor that he brought to his music into the whole EDM scene. That intensity that he had and the, lyricism. I would say, yeah, there's definitely some parallels to it. Myself! But in my mind, if I can't rely on myself. Okay. Go ahead.
Cheers. Now, I have to give credit to, now, I might say his name wrong, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Moise Rizvi.
Moise, yeah.
For my next question. And it is that you said you consider your...
Like that. I would like to ask...
I put it to you, sir, that you consider your upcoming works to be your best yet. And I was wondering why.
Because I have literally, for the past 2 weeks, been non-stop watching mixing and mastering tutorials on Logic. Non-stop. And I never did before, surprisingly. Actually, not surprisingly, because all my shit sounds very unmastered and very bad. Not like bad in a non-musical sense, but like bad in a quality sense. So I literally spent these past 2 weeks, everything I've been putting out like these past 2 weeks, I have just been relearning how to mix and master since I got these awesome new headphones. And these are Denon AHD 2000 headphones. I wanted to get the 5000s, but they were too expensive and I couldn't find a good deal on them. But they said that these were like one of the best headphones for mixing and mastering. So I'm like, sweet, I'll do it. And now I listen to my stuff, I'm like, holy shit, that sounds awful. So I've been holding off on putting out the tracks till they are perfect. And since I have upgraded my Logic software and I've gotten massive in Arturia, I just think that everything I wanted to do with music that I couldn't do before, because either I didn't know how or I didn't have the software to do it, I can now do it. And it was only until Dave from Boy in a Band, he listened to my track and he was like, you really need to work on your EQing. And I was like, what does that mean? And he's like, he was like, you gotta, when you're mixing, you can't just pick the presets that Logic thinks is good for that instrument or that voice. You need to do it yourself. And I was like, oh. It was just like a holy shit moment too. I was like, why didn't anybody ever tell me that? So I have learned so much since he told me that, and I just feel like I need to pay attention and get more tedious, because before I was thinking, okay, I'm going to put out a track a week. Fuck mixing and mastering. I'm just going to put it out. Boom, done with it. And then I was like, wow, I really need to actually go in and pay attention to the details and actually, you know, go through and automate the volumes of what they need to do. I was so lazy before, and now I'm just like, you know what? I am going to do the best I can. I'm going to learn as much as I can. Obviously, there's not one way to mix and master, but you know what? I'm going to do the best I can. And I think that now that I have so much more knowledge than I did before, that I think that I can make the best that I ever did.
See, with that boy in the band advice as well, I can't imagine him giving advice without starting it with, "Hi,
I'm Dave.
Yeah. I'm Dave from Boy in a Band. You need to work on your EQing."
Every time I talk to him, that's exactly what he says. I'm like, yeah, Dave, I know you're Dave from Boy in a Band. You have to tell me that. I mean, like, we'll be Skyping.
He comes down to breakfast with his parents, and he's just like, "Hi, I'm Dave from Boy in a Band. I'm about to have breakfast with you."
I'm going to show you how to have breakfast. I know that, Dave. I know you're Dave from Boy in a Band. You don't have to do that. I tell him that every time, and he never listens. So I think it's just ingrained into his brain. So when you're like just chilling, listening to music, do you find it hard to like switch off your kind of let's make a rap side of your brain and just listen to the music, or are you always kind of like Well, I remember I mean, like, I enjoy freestyling over like a beat I really like. I usually do that when I'm alone, and because I would just look crazy if it was like in public or anything like that. But
I can just see you on the bus now, like with your big headphones on. Just, "You've been acting like a bitch, so we treat you like a bitch."
I slap someone like, "Oh yeah, what? Oh my god, he's crazy!" But yeah, when I was first getting into rapping, I was kind of just, I would rap over anything. It was just like, wow, I really like this beat. I'm gonna rap over it and put it out there. And now I have to be really discretionary about it, because I get a lot of requests from people, but it will usually be like songs that are really unknown, or that are just really fucking bad, or they're really good but they're really unknown. But it's like I have to make time for what's going to help me now, and that's what sucks about it. At first, I just didn't care, and I was like, yeah, I'll just rap whatever. And then when I graduate college, I'll work for a business. And now I have to actually think about, okay, what can help my business? What's going to be worth it for me? What's going to be worth my time? So now it's like I rap over tracks that are good and are original, either haven't been released, or if it's a remix, it's something that, you know, is pretty well known, but also really good. And yeah, so I would say that when I spare time, when I'm listening to music, I really enjoy it.
So was YouTube always part of your business plan, or was it just something that you decided to give a go?
I decided to give it a go because there was one other rapper who was on tour with Hoodie Allen now. His name is G-Eazy. He went to my school. I literally sat next to him in class. And he's been on Warped Tour now.
Wow.
He opened up with Wayne. He's making it big. And I'm okay with that because he's pop. I am not pop. He, you know, can rap about smoking weed and, you know, being in love and then not being in love. It's like, all right, that's cool. So unique. But I got the idea from him because how he started kind of making a leeway on YouTube was rapping over really shitty rap beats that were like big here in the States and just making his own rap to it. So I was like, that's a genius idea, but what if it was better music? So I pretty much was taking like my favorite trip hop and electronica beats, and I was like, I'm going to see if this works. Put it out on YouTube. I put a little Emancipator beat out, and it was just one guy. It was really strange. I was only getting a couple hundred hits. Then one guy found it, and he was like, man, this is really cool. This really needs some more views. hold on 1 second. And I was like, what does that mean? What am I holding on for? And then after that, it's like taking off. Like, it just started getting more, thousands and thousands more views, and people were like, because Emancipator was also blowing up, so it was just kind of in itself. And I was just like, holy shit, this is working. I gotta keep doing this. So I just kept finding more beats I like, keep putting it on YouTube. I'll put out like 2 songs a week sometimes, just because I was, school was just meh. So I would just get done with work and then just write a rap beat.
Did you ever find out what he did then to spread it around?
I have no idea. I don't even know if I ever talked to him again. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened. He's just like, man, this really needs more views.
But if he's watching this video, thank you.
Thanks for kickstarting my career, man. I don't know what you did, some voodoo YouTube magic, but it worked. Really cool.
Talking of Facebook, actually, I said the whole Dan Says Hi thing earlier. That's because basically I posted on VEELA's wall and asked if there were any special requests for questions, and that was one of the responses. So I thought, he's taken the time to comment.
Is that the only one?
There was one before that, and that was from someone called Gareth Adams, who asked.
God.
His question was, how big is his penis? That was just all he wrote. And, I mean, ignoring the fact that he called it a penis instead of a VEELA, clearly my interview with VEELA wasn't as educational as I had hoped. But, do you want to take that one, or shall we just gloss over it?
Oh, Gareth. He's probably going to watch this, too. We'll say that Gareth knows, so I don't know why he's asking that.
Gareth,
you know.
don't play with me, Gareth. That was a serious post. Right, I wanted serious questions.
You already know, so there's no point in asking. God. Anyway.
Moving on. One of the things I thought was quite interesting, actually, when I was brushing up on my NLJ knowledge, I was going through your videos, and on almost every single one of them, you had both the top comments, and that's pretty rare, I would say, for someone to have all the top comments. But obviously, it just shows that you have a really good relationship with your fans, and they get you, and you get their humour and that kind of thing. So do you have any particularly hardcore fans who have been there since the beginning and still comment away on your videos or anything like that?
Yes, there are a couple usernames that stand out. I think it was like there's 101 Uzumaki, there's Raiden Kumakai, there's Luz Vasquez, and there is
ZX Slap Dem Hose X111.
Sexy Girl 69. Yes, there are definitely users that are hardcore to the point that they'll comment on a video, say it's awesome, then the next day they'll say this song is still awesome. Then the next day after that, still playing it, and the next day after that, I don't know what it is about the song, but I'm still playing it, and I'm just like, hey man, as long as you're playing the repeat button.
See, what we need is for those people to now start their own promo channel, and then you're in there with a foot in.
Oh man, everyone's starting a promo channel now. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough business. Yeah.
And what surprises me is how young most of them are. Like, because I do a lot of work for, well, not a lot of work. I do mixes every now and then for Fatal Dubstep, he's doing really well. But yeah, I added him on Facebook just so it was easier to talk, and I was just surprised that he was like as old as he was, as young as he was. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I agree. I think, I'm at a 13-year-old who's like trying to start a promo channel, and I was like, good luck, because frankly, it's I'd say it's really tough to be a promo channel now. You have to be you have to bring really original content now that no one else can find. I would say that the people that upload stuff that have like exclusive rights to upload stuff or upload stuff that's not on the internet very much,
yeah,
I would say those are going to be doing really well. or doing interviews. So, yeah, that's the one thing I didn't like about Monster Cat. I'm like, man, why don't they do like some Q&A stuff with their artists? But I mean, many people have suggested that they refuse because, well, our producers are camera shy.
Well, Monster Cat, if you're watching this, I would be happy to do it for you. So
yeah, get this guy. He's a good interviewer. Damn it.
Yes.
He knows what's up. Look at it. He's not camera shy. He's aggressive. He is an aggressive interviewer. It's like Oprah. He's just like Oprah. Look at him.
The Oprah of YouTube.
The Oprah of dubstep.
I'm putting that on my Beatport DJ profile. The Oprah of dubstep.
The Oprah of dubstep. Gee, yeah, I love it. Copyright, no like Joshua.
Now, you've done a lot of collaborations, but if you could work with any producer, who would it be and why? And don't say Rebecca Black.
Oh, damn it. Fuck. I would actually want to work... I would really love to work with Linkin Park so that when I give my ideas and they say, we're not really into that sound anymore, then I can say, that's why you suck, and then walk out.
Boom.
I would love to be able to do that.
You gotta have sunglasses as well for the exit. So you're like, that's why you suck.
That's why you suck. these are not as cool.
Powerful. Powerful stuff.
Yeah, I would love to be able to work on a Linkin Park track that I would like. I'd also, obviously, I'd love to work with Skrillex. That would be dope. I've always wanted to work with Gemini. I don't even know how rapping and his singing would ever work out, but I just love his production work. I love that melodic sound he brings to hardcore dubstep. I love that. He's one of my favorite producers, I would say. But most of the time, when it comes to like other vocalists, I would, if I had a dream collaboration with other vocalists, I've always wanted to collaborate with people that don't deal with EDM, that are like not EDM at all. I would say that one of the singers I would like to work with is maybe like Dido. That would be dope.
Well, I imagine that would work because you've got like the Ellie Goulding remixes, sorry, and they're all sick. Like the Bass Nectar remix of
yeah, there are Dido remixes too.
Lights and that. Yeah. Boom.
Also, would you want to work with Tattoo?
I can see the perks of working with Tattoo.
I would want to work with Tattoo.
I mean,
wait, what's the perks? What are the perks?
Well,
we get to make out while you produce a track. Is that what you're saying?
You don't know.
you haven't heard. What are you talking about, man? They're singers. They're just singing and stuff. What are you?
That is actually on my list of songs to remix. All the things she said.
I have the acapella to "Not Gonna Get Us." If you want that.
Oh yeah, I would love that actually.
Not gonna get us.
Quality tune.
I could just sing it for you, dude.
In fact, I would rather have your cover. I will take a None Like Joshua cover.
None Like Joshua covers Tattoo. They're not gonna get us.
Boom.
Sounds just like the original.
Uncanny. It's like they're in the room with me. Now, I get the impression that you're quite a keen gamer with your gaming covers and that kind of thing. So do you have any games that you're excited for this year or anything like that?
I am excited for Dishonored.
Yes! Finally someone else who is excited for Dishonored.
It looks really complicated, but it looks so freaking cool at the same time. I was explaining it. I showed it to VEELA, and she's like, "Yep, we're getting in that game." And I was just like, "It's a steampunk, futuristic, assassin supernatural game."
It's like Assassin's Creed and BioShock had a baby.
Boom! Yes.
Boom.
Perfect mundo. Yes. BioShock meets Assassin's Creed meets
kind of Skyrim a little bit.
I mean, it's the same. It's by the same studio. So let's say Skyrim meets Assassin's Creed meets BioShock. So dope. I can't wait to get that game. It's gonna be so freaking awesome.
It looks really awesome. It looks like it will have a lot of replayability value with all the different ways you can go about doing stuff as well.
Oh, totally. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
So dope.
Dope, 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 dope.
Dopey dope.
If you could borrow the voice of any other rapper or singer for a day, whose voice would you want to take?
I would take VEELA's voice, so then I can record all these really shitty pop songs with it and credit her, and then she'll just be like, "What the fuck?" like the entire time. She'll never even know. But then she'll get like really famous, and I'll just be singing. I'll be basically doing Kesha covers with VEELA's voice, and everyone will just be flipping out, and it'll be awesome. So I think that would be like the best troll.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you could have a little sing off with her as well, and
even though we both sound the same, but
yeah,
pretty tough. But if I had to take your question seriously, I would say, whose voice would I get? You know what? Morgan Freeman.
Oh yeah, that's a good choice.
I would rap as Morgan Freeman. That would be so dope, because everything, I could either make it really emotionally sentimental and people could really connect to it, or if I was like really mad, people would be like, oh shit. Because you know what, Morgan Freeman, when he's mad, he doesn't have to actually yell.
Nice.
He just has, alright, you listen here, and everyone's like, oh shit, Freeman's mad. Like, it's awesome. And I was like, man.
Everything he says, you feel like you're learning something from him, so...
Exactly. He's just like the wise, old African-American guy. And so if I had that voice, it's like, I feel like more people would listen just because, oh, I think I'm about to learn something here. So, yeah, Morgan Freeman. Also, I talked to System, another producer friend of mine.
I know System, yeah.
About doing David Attenborough remixes.
Yes. See, I actually have a David Attenborough remix.
You do?
I do. Do you want to hear it?
God, no way.
I'll play it right now.
Play it right now. Link it to me. I gotta hear this. I don't believe this. We were talking about how it'd be so dope. There were David Attenborough remixes, and then BBC was like, "Oh my God, great Scott, this is amazing." But you know what? I have to see one, and I am really happy right now.
Oh, what was it called? Hang on. It would be called
David Attenborough.
Here we are.
Mystery. That is one of the most extraordinary.
It needs to be mastered so you can hear the vocals a bit better. But he says, this is one of the most extraordinary plant predators. I might have to skip it, I can't remember. Who would be your favourite act to see live and why?
Oh man, okay. One of the first indie rappers I got into was Buck65. He's a Canadian rapper. He's one of the guys I was like, yeah, I want to do rap music now when I heard his stuff. Or I pretty much wanted to base my lyricism off of what he did. I have not seen him live, which is really annoying because most of the time he tours in Canada. So that's why I'm going to go there, and hopefully I'll catch him, and I will make him perform in front of me. But yeah, also, get this. All right, when I was 8 years old, I was going to a Metallica concert, all right? And James Hetfield, the lead singer, had broken his arm, okay? So they came out. I watched Korn and Kid Rock perform. The sound was awful. It was so shitty there. It was in this giant stadium. And the guys from Metallica, besides James, comes out, and they're like, all right, so we know we're supposed to play live, but James broke his arm, so, just keep your fucking tickets. That's exactly what Lars said. Keep your motherfucking tickets. So I was like, oh damn, I don't get to see Metallica. And then my dad was like, okay, we'll come back. And then, like a year later, I never knew what happened. I asked my dad, I was like, no, this was when I was like 13. I was like, Dad, whatever happened to that Metallica concert? Like, that we went to, but they didn't play. He's like, oh yeah, I went back next week. And I was like, where the hell was I? He's like, I don't know. You weren't there, so I couldn't
Ouch.
meet you. Wow. Fuck you.
Yeah. Cheers, Dad.
Thanks a lot.
I'll be
got me the first ticket in the first place. So
I'll be sure to remember this at Christmas, you bastard.
haven't seen Metallica yet, so I would like to do that. I'd like to see Metallica live since I had my opportunity. I got to see everyone but James live for 10 seconds, saying you'll
Keep
see
your
us
tickets.
live. Dude, yeah. So that was a letdown. So I would say that hopefully one day I'll be able to see them live again if they ever, start doing shows again. Stop
They
being
must
so.
do. They'll need something to retire on. They'll start doing some more tours and stuff.
A casino's got to open up somewhere. So I'm sure some casino will definitely have them. So I'll be able to see them there when I'm 40, and they're 70. It'd be sweet.
Now, I asked this to VEELA, and she said Christopher Walken. But if one day they decided to make None Like Joshua the movie... In fact, no. In fact, if one day they were making VEELA the movie, who would you want them to cast as VEELA?
Okay. If I was to be serious, I would have said Winona Ryder, just because they kind of look alike. But if I actually had to choose, I would have Ian McKellen play VEELA.
Sir Ian McKellen.
Sorry, Sir Ian McKellen. Kellen or Clellen?
McKellen, I think.
Kellen?
Yeah.
Yes, but he would still be dressed up as Gandalf with purple hair.
Ah.
That would be super dope. And she was still on Middle Earth, but as VEELA on Middle Earth. So she had her own studio and her little, Hobbit home, and with all these producers and shit like that. But Ian McKellen would, still do magic and shit. I think that would be super dope, and it would definitely help me nerd out. So, yeah, I'd say do it.
And that way, she's kind of seeing Lord of the Rings at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So she can cross out that she's seen Lord of the Rings, and she's practically in it. So, yeah, that would be dope.
And what about for None Like Joshua the movie? Who would you cast as yourself?
Oh, it's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would want Denzel Washington. Yep.
Highest paid black actor.
Yep. That would be awesome. Have Denzel Washington. Because it's every time something bad happens, Denzel is going to make a speech about it to anyone that's around. And it's going to be really emotional, and it looks like he's about to cry, but he's not. But then everyone is crying because it looks like he's about to, but he doesn't. Amazing.
You could also then have Tiger Woods, because he always looks like he's about to cry, but then he doesn't.
Who do you have? Who would you have played? What about Zac Efron? That'd be dope.
Dope's one word to describe it. I don't know.
You know what's funny is that Zac Efron, one of the guys I went to school with, he was a piano player. And in this movie, Zac Efron is pretending to be a piano player, or he's playing a piano player. And the guy that went to my school at Loyola played his hands.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
Yeah. Really
And I've
weird.
totally just realised who I would want to play me.
Who?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, hell yeah!
I'd be very happy with that.
That would be pretty awesome.
He'd be my number one.
It would be an intelligently funny movie.
Yes. And he could maybe have some banter with Captain America halfway through the film. And
I'm just surprised that nobody says that about his movies. Intelligently funny. Because that's what he is. He always plays someone really intelligent and really witty and funny.
And quite eccentric and...
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
And intelligent, and then knows he's intelligent and knows he's funny.
Yeah.
The greatest, cutest asshole you could meet.
Yeah.
Yep. That's you.
He's my man.
You're the greatest, cutest asshole.
Well, I don't like to blow my own trumpet. Okay, quick fire question. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Eminem, Biggie Smalls, Tupac. Shag, marry, throw off a cliff. Go.
Alright. Wait, what were the choices?
Eminem,
Like, choices.
Biggie Smalls, Tupac. Or the other choices.
Tupac. Okay. I would throw Tupac off a cliff. Not because he had really good, like, ethical understanding, but just because Biggie's better. And most people disagree. I am a huge Biggie fan over Tupac any day. So I would definitely shag Biggie. And then I would marry Eminem so that I can drive him so crazy that he will get back onto taking drugs and you know, prescription pills that he was addicted to when he was making good music. So that way he'll have that, you know, inspiration to go back and be, you know, hip hop and rap again instead of this like shitty like anthem rap or like stadium. What is it called now? I think it's called like stadium rap, arena rap. It's called arena rap now. That's like the new term for like Jay-Z, Eminem songs. Arena
Okay.
rap and Lupe Fiasco, shit like that. The new Lupe, not the old Lupe. So I would say, yeah, I'd be able to get him on drugs, drive him so crazy, and then get him to do the old, like, you know, Dr. Dre and, you know, the hip-hop stuff he was doing and being all subversive and being really cool. I'd be like, yeah, you're on drugs. Yeah.
If there was a zombie outbreak, what would you do to make sure you survived?
Oh, man, I've always wanted this to happen because I have a sword collection.
Oh,
And-
sweet.
I would go fucking double sword action. Just
But you gotta
Oh.
hope that they're the zombies from, like, Shaun of the Dead rather than 28 Days Later, because
yeah,
they're fucking sneaky on 28 Days Later.
exactly. So if they're running at me and I'm like shivering them, I need to wear like some kind of liquid guard.
Yeah.
If their bullets in me, I could get infected. But yeah, I would say if they're zombies like Shaun of the Dead, like they can't run.
Oh, you could have
Sword.
so much fun with that.
Oh my god, that would be so. I would just be slaying left and right. I would fulfill my childhood fantasies right then and there. While everyone's like, "Whoa, get out of here!" And then I'll just pop out like a ninja. I'm like,
And I would definitely have to go to a vinyl store and stock up on vinyl ready for it, because that is just one of the best zombie scenes of all time. Killing a zombie with a vinyl is just next level.
Man, if only they could make a gun, like a vinyl,
vinyl
gun
shooter.
for zombie apocalypse. Yeah, and it's just like a stack of vinyls on your shoulders. And you just have to, you know, oh, yeah, that would be so freaking awesome. You and me, you got the vinyl gun, I got the swords. Like,
That's-
oh man,
we
And then
will save the
Denzel
world.
Washington, Denzel will have the swords. Robert Downey has the vinyl gun. We're just going to town on these zombies that can't run but can only walk. Oh man, that would be the greatest movie ever.
And-
While our music plays in the background.
You know what? Who cares if it doubles the budget for the film? You know, that scene alone will make the film.
Raw Frequency wanted the goddamn vinyl gun. That was his life. Get Robert Downey that vinyl gun, damn it.
You know what? If we're not going to have the vinyl gun, we may as well just, you know, do someone else, because that is so integral to the story of my life.
Because Robert Downey builds it in the movie. He
Yeah.
makes that gun.
He gets captured by terroried
Yeah.
and, you know, out of the
That's
scraps,
really big vinyl.
he makes this vinyl gun.
Captured by hipster terrorists who have a giant vinyl collection, and they just want him to build a record player that can play all their vinyl in this cave of hipsters. So
But
that
oh
he's
no.
like, all right, I'm gonna make a vinyl gun.
And
they all-
there's a friend that he makes in the cave, but then the friend doesn't quite make it out.
exactly, he turns into a hipster,
Yeah.
and so
He's all on board for the vinyl gun at first, but then
Yeah.
he just gets all hipster about it.
Yep, and so he has to, you know, with the vinyl,
He gets vinyled.
and then Denzel comes out with swords.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna write this down, and we'll pitch it to MGM, see what they think.
Sweet!
Sweet. Denzel, Robert Downey. Great.
And in some ways, we've got to hope that we get rejected by MGM, because otherwise we know that it's not a great idea.
Yeah. Exactly. But they're no, they won't. We'll email it to them, but then they won't say anything.
Yeah.
No, we'll never know. We'll just never know. And then we'll be like, well, do you want to like post it on your blog or something like that? But you know what? No, won't even get an answer from that. So,
Nope.
You know.
Right. If you had to be stuck in an elevator for 12 hours with someone, who would it be?
Robin Williams.
That would be intense for 12 hours.
Yep. I could either become really, really annoyed, or I could be entertained the entire time. But I think I would be entertained the entire time.
It's a big risk. It's a big risk move.
Big risk. Because he's either going to be funny or not funny. But I'm banking on him being funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Either that or Jim Carrey. Or both.
Oh, Jim Carrey, that would be intense.
I'd be like shitting myself with laughter if Jim Carrey
Yeah.
was stuck in an elevator.
It would be a pretty ideal situation. You wouldn't want to be stuck in there with, like...
Kesha.
Oh, God. There'd be a murder in the elevator.
Yeah. I'd be raped to death or something like that. We'd all be.
Pretty sure
Anyway.
she just eat you. She eats people, I hear.
She would probably... You guys want to hear a song? Jim, please intercede. Jim Carrey would be trying to get out of the elevator.
Yeah.
But he knows it's useless. He knows it's not going to happen, but he's going to try anyway.
Poor Jim.
Or Jim. But that would be cool. Who would you want? Would you want Jim Carrey and Robin Williams?
I would be very happy with Jim Carrey. I did think of someone else as well after you said... Oh, Seth MacFarlane. I'd take a bit of Seth MacFarlane in the elevator. That'd be fun.
That would be awesome.
Would you rather be able to teleport or fly?
Oh, man, that's tough.
Because, like, teleporting would probably be more practical, but flying is like, you get to fly.
Yeah, but how fast am I flying?
I would say you can fly up to the same speed as Iron Man.
I mean, that's still pretty fast.
Yeah.
That's like, I wanted to teleport from here to over there. If I was Iron Man, that would be, like, almost the exact same amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I need to answer the question. Let's see. I don't know, flying would be so much more epic because you get to see all the landscape, and bitches love flying.
They do.
So, yeah.
They
really,
get so moist for someone who can fly.
Exactly.
That's why pilots get all the pussy.
Exactly. That's really, it's true. Meet a pilot that doesn't. Like, hey man, how often do you get laid? I'm married. Okay, well how often does your wife lay you? Like, you know, it comes with the job practically.
Yeah.
So.
In fact, I hear it's part of the flight exam now. You have to be able to cope with the demand that you will be in. They just send you off to a bar in your pilot's uniform.
It's on the application now.
See what happens. Yeah.
And apparently some airlines like try to prohibit it, but most of the pilots will go to the other ones that are definitely make it happen.
Yeah.
Some airlines actually help make it happen. You know, they set them up.
Like Virgin, they've got their advertising in the name, really.
Boom. Boom. They have Hooters Air too, you know that?
No?
Yeah, Hooters Air.
Like, for real, there is a Hooters airline.
Yeah. But, I mean, it goes from, like, Atlanta to Miami. That's about it.
Okay.
You're not gonna be able to find it in your part of town. So.
Oh, it. I just have to fly to Miami.
Oh, I guess I'm going to Miami.
Yep.
Me and you will go, man. Me and you.
And it'll be dope.
It will be dope. There will be bitches.
If there was a fire in your house and you could only save 3 things, what would you save?
Well, Ed, I would save the Bible. I would save my dog. And I would save my other Bible.
It's good. And obviously Jesus is safe because he's in here. So...
Unless I'm on fire, then he is fucked.
Yep.
And then there is no Jesus after that. Let's see. I would first grab my laptop, assuming my family and siblings are safe, and loved ones and pets. I would grab my laptop because I have pretty much everything on it. I'd grab my mic. That's pretty much my form of income. And I would grab. Well, that's not appropriate. I would.
I really want to know what's not appropriate now.
Oh, you know. I have to stick to those two. I don't know what else. I really don't know what else I could bring. Maybe nunchucks. Boom. I would
You
bring
have
nunchucks.
nunchucks.
Because maybe the guy who set the fire is outside. Boom. Bah! And then while he's like got the matches, and he's just throwing them out like little pieces of paper, and I'm like, I got ya! Ah!
You mean like the power of Christ compels you?
If I was the other guy, I would beat him with both Bibles. And kind of like the two swords in the zombie apocalypse. That might work, actually. I think that, if these zombies were anti-Christian and of satanic origin, then yes, Bible swords would also be cool.
That
like
would.
a sword
I
made out of
don't know how effective it would be against a zombie.
Here's what you do: you put a Bible, you put it in a blender, okay? And then you put it into like a steel cask with the hot shit, the
Yep.
molten stuff, and then you form the sword. Boom, made out.
That would actually look really cool. It would have like little bits of text in the metal.
Yeah. Well, I think that might burn.
Yeah, no, in all practicality, it definitely would not work. But we can dream. If you could have any animal as a tamed domestic pet, what would it be? And it can include fictional animals.
Oh man.
And if you could choose something that's flying, so that you can race with VEELA's Bison and my Charizard, that would probably be better.
Oh man. I mean, she had a good one. Appa was a good answer. I want to say that thing from the Never-Ending Story because it's one up on you guys because it can talk.
Yeah. But then, would you want it talking?
I mean, it would be talking like this the whole time. It'd be like, Joshua, I have to shit. Please, can we take a break? I'll be like, woo, let's go! Yeah, it would be cool because it can talk, and so I don't have to worry about what it wants. But that's not the most popular flying fictional animal, I feel.
Yeah, so at what point did you meet or discover VEELA?
It was after I was featured on a Fix's channel. I saw he did like a remix of one of her songs, and I literally thought she was like some big like EDM singer, major label, like it was for a remix contest of like major sorts. I literally thought she was like up there, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like I kind of just brushed it off. I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." Major label singer girl, whatever. And then randomly, she tags me in a post saying, "Oh my God, I have a secret crush on None Like Josh, but don't tell anyone." And it's so funny because people on her status were like, "I'm gonna go tell him." Even though she tagged me in it. She was like,
dear.
"Don't tell him." And he's like, "No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it." And she was like, "Okay, listen, you idiot. I tagged him. I tagged him in it so he could see it. Why don't you get that?" It was so funny. And I replied, and I was like, "Perhaps it is reciprocated." And she was like, "Oh my God, he responded!" So, yeah, from there, we were kind of talking because our fans were like, "You guys should collaborate. It would be so dope." And so I was like, all right. So I emailed her randomly, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to, like, collaborate?" And she was like, "Yeah, sure." So from there on, we've been working on stuff, trying to make an EP, and we've actually got a track coming out with Rude Brat.
What, like a dubstep track, or...?
Yeah.
Sick.
Drum step. We've got a drum step track from Rude Brat together. Coming out. I don't know when. We got to make it first.
So you got a track coming out that needs to be made. Okay.
Yeah. It's in the works, okay?
Now, obviously, VEELA gets a lot of male attention. Does it ever bother you when you read some of the creepy comments she gets?
Man. I mean, half of them are for me. So.
They're just your altered accounts, you know?
all 50 of them. Yeah. I just go down the list and just, find all the creepiest things I can say. Yeah, she's gotten asked to be married, like, I don't know how many freaking times.
Yeah.
And it, I don't know why it doesn't work. But, yeah, I would say there are definitely some creepers. One, I remember her saying how people have been saying that she knows where she lives.
Yeah.
That's why she moved. That's not why she moved, but that's a good reason to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because it was like when I was up in Canada, we were taking pictures of, like, where we were around the city, and people were like, oh my god, I live right near there. We could have hung out.
Ah, damn it.
You're so beautiful.
Have you ever been recognised in the street?
The only time it ever happened, this is strange, was actually on my own college campus. When some guy commented on my videos. One guy commented on my video saying, hey, I think I have class with you. Pretty sure I do. I'm not positive. And I was just like, nah, that's not me.
Oh, hey, dude, no, we don't know each other.
You're gay. I don't know what you're talking about. And then another girl, this is so random, I was being introduced to her through a friend of mine. She was like, oh, Maddie, this is Josh. I'm like, hi, man. She's like, wait a minute. Like, none like Joshua? And I was like, yes. She's like, oh my god, you're like famous. And I was like, I'm really not. I live in a dorm. I just type on a computer. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe I know someone famous. I'm like, okay, this is kind of awkward.
This is getting awkward.
Really awkward. That, and the only other time I think it was happening was when a random dude on my campus honked at me and waved. No idea who he was. No idea who he was. He just honked. He's like, and I was like, it wasn't like because I was, in the way of his car. I wasn't like standing in his car. And he was, could you get the fuck out of the way, please? But no, I was like on the other side of the sidewalk, and he was just like, hey! And I was like, I'm the only one here, so.
I love that. You're just walking across the road too slowly, and he's just there beeping. And just like, God, I can't go anywhere without getting recognised.
God, my life is so hard as a celebrity. I'm sure if I was actually in London, it might actually happen more often, because I have a lot of. That's where my most densest fan base actually is in London. That's why I want to go there, and me and you can hang out.
Definitely, totally. You should totally do a UK tour, man.
I would love to. I would freaking love to. I've always wanted to. I mean, there's so many like DJs and producers I know. It would be a freaking festival if we could just, me and VEELA could just go there and just have our own festival.
It would be awesome, honestly.
It would be awesome, because we would just invite all of our favorite, British producers to come play. That would be freaking awesome. We need to make this happen. And then
I'm keen.
In the background, we'll have our movie playing.
Yes.
Denzel Washington and Thors and the zombies and Robert Downey Jr. with the vinyl gun. Freaking genius, man. We need to do this.
I mean, I'm not even worried that it won't happen, because it's just such a good idea that it will happen at some point.
It would be, it's for anyone that's thinking about bringing me to the UK, it will be profitable. I guarantee that. It will be profitable.
We'll start a fund. Get Josh to the UK fund.
Kickstarter, man. That would be dope. That would be so... We need to make this happen. You're right. Maybe we can have a Kickstarter to go to the UK. I'm seriously thinking about it now.
Honestly, you really should. If you and VEELA can get a chunk of time off, do it.
And we'll call it like the Josh and VEELA Fest.
World tour to London.
UK World Tour.
Yeah, buddy. Now, I actually have VEELA here with me now, so I'll just go get her quickly. So just bear with me one sec. Hi, Josh.
Hi, VEELA.
Hi, Josh.
You look so well shaved.
Thank you. look lovely and handsome.
Oh, thank you. I haven't shaved.
Why don't you call me as often as you used to?
Well, calls to Canada aren't exactly cheap, bitch. Alright? So, you need to settle your ass down, alright? Because you want to pay for my phone plan? Do you want to pay for my phone plan?
I pay for everything else.
Well, I usually have to ask for it, so... come on. Just give me a break here. Give me a break. You need to shave more, and so do I, but you look cute, and that's all that matters.
Will you shave me?
Only if we can put it on YouTube.
Okay. I'm gonna go get it now.
It'll go on our joint channel. Good seeing you, VEELA.
Bye.
Bye. Oh,
She's so clingy. She just didn't want to leave.
God damn. Jesus Christ. I just, sometimes, you just can't live with them, can't live without them.
No. Right, well, thank you so much for joining me. Honestly, it has been an absolute pleasure. And I look forward to hopefully speaking to you soon and sorting out our movie and the Josh and VEELA World UK tour.
Yes, it's all going to go down at the same time.
And some new music from you soon. So thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Sir Frequency.
Also, to my subscribers, can you please comment on the video with who you would like me to interview next and any questions that you want me to add to my interviews?
Questions.
Comment down there. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, and Josh, thanks for talking to me, man. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure, thank you. I will enjoy showing people this. And thank you for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your day, because it's almost it's late here, but you got a busy day ahead of you.
I sure do.
Whether you live or whether you die, it's your life that's emotion.